A very good evening. Thank you so much for joining us on the EKTV News at 7. I am Tosi Olowo. We apologize for coming a little bit behind schedule. It was due to reasons beyond our control. Thank you so much. Starting the news tonight, the Ekiti State government has disbursed over 1 billion naira to 195 persons affected by the implementation of the Ekiti Knowledge Zone project. Presenting the checks, Governor Biodun Oyebanje promised that his administration would always provide alternative livelihood to any persons or group whose livelihood may be distorted by the implementation of action plans for the state development. Government House reporter Yemi Olajim has details.
Governor explained that his administration was focused on removing every barrier to doing business through the implementation of policies that would enhance easy access to investors in the state. He identified power as two major barriers to business and acknowledged their critical role in attracting investors. Oyebanje assured the people that his government was working tirelessly to addressing various challenges aimed at improving electricity supply and upgrading road networks across the state.
Governor highlighted the critical importance of the knowledge zone to tackling various challenges of the state, including unemployment, market for creativity, wealth creation, and human capital development. Thanked the community leaders and affected people for embracing dialogue and giving space for the development projects in the state. He noted that the facilities around the zone, including the International Cargo Airport, the Ring Road, among others, will spur the state to rapid growth.
As a state celebrated for some intellectual capital, you are choosing to leverage this unique strength to drive inclusive economic growth and create a vibrant hub for innovation and service-driven investments. EKZ is projected to deliver over 14,000 jobs, particularly for youth, a clear test toward tackling employment, unemployment, and building a sustainable future for generations yet to come.
The governor thanked the African Development Bank and the federal government for lifting the financial burden of the projects from the state government. Oyebanje thereafter applauded the Ekiti State Development and Investment Promotion Agency, EDIPA, overseeing the projects, assured the people that all communities in the state will continue to enjoy dividends of democracy.
Let me reiterate our invitation of local commitment to transparent and inclusive government. We will continue to uphold processes that respect the rights and contributions of all stakeholders while ensuring that benefits of development are shared across every corner of our beloved state.
Also, the project coordinator of Ekiti Knowledge Zone and Director General, EDIPA, Mrs. Lolade Ubutola, lauded the administration for its transparency and ensuring that no community and persons are left behind in the development of the state.
This event reflects the commitment of the administration to ensure that the development of Ekiti leaves no one behind. And we thank you, Mr. Governor of the state, Mr. Biodun Oyebanje, for your first person, the people's approach to governance, and for making sure that communities' welfare remains at the heart of this project.
The Omejo of Ekiti, Obadebanje Aladisri, on behalf of the beneficiaries, described the knowledge zone as complete solution to the problems of the state.
Is a complete solution to the problem that we have in Nigeria, both technological, physical, intellectual, and so many others. And I'm happy that we have a government that is doing this in it, because we call ourselves the intellectual giants in Nigeria. The knowledge zone is very, very important for Mr. Governor.
Yemi Olajutemu reporting.
And Governor Yebanji has reiterated his administration's commitment to creating a business-friendly environment that would attract investors and drive economic growth in the state. Yebanji made the reaffirmation in his office in Ado-Ekiti during the second quarter report of Ease of Doing Business Council. BSS reporter Toba Babalala completes the story.
His administration was focused on removing every barrier to doing business through the implementation of policies that would enhance easy access to investors in the state. He identified power and road infrastructure as two major barriers to business and acknowledged their critical role in attracting investors. Oyebanji assured the people that his government was working tirelessly to addressing various challenges aimed at improving electricity supply and upgrading road networks across the state.
Those activities that have not been met or that are ongoing, we need to speed up on that and ensure that there's a better improvement and going forward. I mean, wherever you need my own support, please let me know. I'm interested in the issue raised by Commissioner of Finance on our websites, the payment gateway. This is an issue that carried on from God Finance. I thought that we have to solve the issue. But I received complaints from people on their inability to. That's aside is not friendly. I don't know. Chairman of the Revenue Service, we need to attend you to that and make it interactive and also make it friendly for users. Because if it's not friendly, then you need to discourage people from actually paying on time. And it's going to defeat the purpose.
The governor highlighted the importance of stable electricity in reducing the operational costs associated with the use of diesel by business owners. He said that government would continue to ensure steady and reliable power supply to ease the burden on entrepreneurs. Governor Oyebanji said that his government remained committed to simplifying all processes related to starting and running businesses in the state, streamline bureaucratic procedure and encourage more investment, foster innovation, and create an enabling environment for enterprise of all sizes to flourish.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a small committee together as a result of this meeting, to enable business development in the state to work within now and end of July to come back to me on how we're going to get to this point. And the committee will be shared by chief of staff, Commissioner for Infrastructure, Commissioner of Finance, Head of Service, Commissioner for Innovation, Commissioner for Investment and Agriculture. I will repeat.
The Ease of Doing Business Council meeting, which was chaired by the governor, was attended by members of the council and representatives of some MDAs. There was an update on freezer toolkit and checklist document, index and digitization of C&O, aftercare report, and presentation of 2024 Business Enabling Reform Areas Progress Report. Toba Babalola reporting.
And moving on, the Forum of Board Chairmen and in the state has also joined thousands of people who have endorsed Governor Biodun Yebanji for second time. The group who spoke through the chairman of the Board for Technical Education, Mr. Kaodi Babadi, and the Board Chairman, Broadcasting Service of Ekiti State, BSES, Chief Laulu Omoshilade, said Governor Oyebanji's achievement cut across all sectors. The duo featured on the special edition of News and Current Affairs program, Daybreak Nigeria. They spoke on the various infrastructural developments in the state, including the construction of overhead bridge, road construction, resuscitation of power supply to some communities that have been facing power outage for several years, among others. Talking about his traits, they described him as a humility personified, saying that it's rallying point for other parts governors in the state. On employment of youth, they said he has performed optimally. Let's take a listen to what they have to say, the two of them.
Working and it's expanding. The purpose of the governor killed the experience of the deputy governor. That is what is affecting us, because they know what is going on. If you know your audience, you will know what to do, because the deputy governor is in charge of such, and he takes directive from the governor. So the daughter from the palace knows what is going on, knows how to bring the chiefs together, knows how to talk to the kings. And we have one side the governor in the state who will say, come and say, Oba Boniwo. But that one is not it's not within now. With their humility, they know the way to talk to traditional rulers, they know the way to bring people together, they know the way to settle quarrels. And that is what is affecting us in that area.
Everybody wants to add it to this. If you look at it.
Well,
yes. And moving on, the Ekiti State Governor, Mr. Abiodun Oyebanji, has congratulated his Lagos State counterpart, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, on his 60th birthday. On his 60th birthday, Oyebanji, in a statement by his special advisor on media, Mr. Yinka Oyebode, described Governor Sanwo-Olu's attainment of Diamond Age as a personal milestone worthy of appreciation and praises to God. The governor said that the celebrant had always been a committed patriot and exemplary servant leader whose impact and excellent public service recorded has served as a motivation. He described Sanwo-Olu as an experienced administrator, a team player, and a brilliant statesman who had committed a greater part of his adult life to touching lives and putting in place legacy projects. Oyebanji further said that Sanwo-Olu had proved himself to be a loyal party man. The governor urged the celebrant to rededicate himself to greater service of mankind and prayed God to grant him long life, sound health, and a greater success in life. Also, President Bola Tinubu has congratulated Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on his 60th birthday, praising his commitment to the development of Lagos. In a statement signed by Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, the Tinubu describes Sanwo-Olu as a dedicated public servant who has stayed true to the vision of transforming Lagos. Our university Don Professor Christopher Oluwadare has identified lack of investment in the education and the health sectors as causes of the various problems but even Nigeria. He made this position known while delivering the 93rd inaugural lecture of the Ekiti State University at Ekiti, EXO, titled, "What is really wrong with you? Don't know a sociological diagnosis without end." BSS reporter Lushola Thomas said that the ceremony was presided over by the Vice Chancellor of the institution, Professor Joseph Ayodele.
The lecture had in attendance academic scholars from within and outside the state, family members, traditional rulers, and religious leaders. The professor of medical sociology, who defined total health as the idealized state of physical, mental, and social well-being of an individual, charged governments and individuals to always do the right thing to attain a healthy society.
Illness as I saw, a more subjective assessment of the feeling of being sick, which can be confirmed by a less blatant others, like our parents, friends especially in our culture. Our mothers like using the back of their palms to measure child's temperature, pressing the back of the body and asking, "So do it? Are you feeling pain?" A professional speaker orders for us in sociology does not exclude our indigenous like the Babalawos, the Onishegus, the Adamches, the professional healers, and also the Afars and the Wolis, because they engage in spiritism for healing and they are part of the spiritual orders in healing and health seeking.
Professor Oluwadare, who condemned the spate of killings and insecurity in the country, attributed the menace to high poverty level, arbitrary inflation, poor access to good water, lack of healthcare services, fake drugs, and corruption in all sectors of the country.
It is not money, it is not economy that's a problem. Look at banditry, look at kidnapping. Look at Boko Haram. Everything boils down to poor access to education. Once people are educated, they will take informed decisions. So I'm just knocking on the door of government, not only federal government, state government and the local government. Let them do the needful.
The medical sociologists identified corrupt practices at the various levels of health system in the country to include diversion of medical materials, absenteeism, favoritism in attending to patients, and recruitment, adding that leadership determines the type of corrupt practices displayed in different hospitals. He called on leaders to develop the political will to implement the international agreements of the 2001 that 15% annual budgetary allocation of our state and country be allocated to the health sector in the country.
It is a clarion call. It's an advocacy. Take all those recommendations one by one, and you find out that within the next decade, Nigerian problem will be over.
The Vice Chancellor of the institution, Professor Joseph Ayodele, in an interview described the lecture as apt. He expressed hope of a better Nigeria if various recommendations of the lecturer are implemented by governments and relevant stakeholders.
All of us will take care of our health, look at from the cultural perspective, spiritual and psychological perspective.
He expressed hope of a better Nigeria if the various recommendations of the lecturer are implemented by governments and relevant stakeholders. Olushola Thomas reporting.
And still on education, students have been charged to be focused on their studies so as to excel in the academic pursuit. Stakeholders gave the charge at the second matriculation ceremony of Benanti University, Ilorin Ekiti, Ekiti State. Our reporter, Olushola Thomas, again has details.
The ceremony, which started with academic procession, had in attendance top government functionaries, religious leaders, and traditional rulers. Welcoming the dignitaries to the program, the acting vice chancellor of the institution, Professor Kelvin Aduloju, charged the matriculating students to abide by the rules and regulations of the school and shun cultism.
Our mission is to provide the quality education that foster into emancipation to train the young men who are equipped not only to secure authority but also job opportunities and become a better community.
The matriculation oath was administered on the students by the registrar of the university, Dr. Ezekiel Agbaje.
I shall faithfully observe all rules and regulations. I shall faithfully observe all rules and regulations. Of the school from time to time. Of the school from time to time. Issue for the good order. Issue for the good order.
Stakeholders in their goodwill messages urged the students to show commitment in their studies in order to fulfill their dream for gaining admission into the citadel of learning, adding that the involvement of private individuals in education will complement government efforts to improve the sector in the country.
Please be committed to your studies. This is the center of academic excellence, and don't do things that can tarnish your image. I want to assure you that fear is very good at sin. You are today not only for the future alone. You have started well. You will continue well. This university is going to, grow to a global institution.
On her part, the wife of the Ekiti State Governor, Dr. Olayemi Biodu Yebaji, who was represented by the State Commissioner for Women Affairs, Mrs. Peju Babafemi, expressed happiness about the developments in the school, which she said were in agreement with the various steps of the Oyebanji's administration to improve the sector in the state.
This great vision aligns with the purpose and part of the Oyebanji's administration governance agenda under its human capital development pillar. The administration policies aim to meet contemporary needs and consider students with practical skills for real-world challenges.
Speaking in an interview, the proprietor of the school, Mr. Dapo Kolawole, expressed happiness about the progress recorded in the school since establishment.
We are not there yet. It's a journey. It's a vision that is bigger than us. It's a vision that requires everybody to support. And we are grateful to God.
The matriculated students promised to be dedicated to their studies. 365 students participated in the matriculation ceremony. Olushola Thomas reporting.
President Bola Tinubu has declined to sign the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency NDLEA Amendment Bill 2025, recently passed by the National Assembly. Tinubu cited constitutional grounds for the decision. He said that the primary reason for withholding assent was that the bill proposed granting the NDLEA the power to retain a portion of the proceeds from the drug-related crimes at departure from the current legal framework. And the Senate has urged the federal government, as a matter of urgency, deploy more troops to Yelawata and other affected communities in Benue State to restore law and order following the killings of over 200 people in the state. Meanwhile, the Senate has passed the 2027 River State budget of 1.48 trillion naira under the emergency administration in the state. The budget was passed during plenary after the lawmakers debated its general principles at the committee level. This is the KTV News at 7. We'll go on a short break, and after the short break, we'll come to business with Tosin Olaribiwa. Please don't go away.
Imagine lovely meals you can cook with these ingredients. You spend heavily, but no guarantee of a tasty meal. Not making a right choice of seasoning cube can ruin your meal, money, and confidence. For a tasty meal, do not compromise. Choose Gold.
Use Terra Gold for the rich, consistent taste your loved ones crave for. Good for soups, stews, and jollof. Terra Gold. One cube, endless possibilities.
Mr. Chef Mixed Spices Seasoning Cube don't land with all your rich spices where you love inside one cube. Mr. Chef Mixed Spices Seasoning Cube. Spice mix exactly the way you like them. They're available for seasoning cube. Try them today.
Good, tasty food is worth living for. Worried about your oil every time you enjoy your favorite meal? Introducing Smart Balance. Smart Balance Rice Bran Oil is rich in gamma oryzanol. Several studies suggest that gamma oryzanol may contribute to the reduction of bad cholesterol. Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Good food, no worries.
Gbogbo àgbáyé ló nílò ìyá. Pẹ̀lú títa sábọ̀ Golden Terra lásán, ìyá wa lè sọ ìfojú ojú ẹ̀. Kó sọ, ó tì, ẹ ṣe, di bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, ẹ jọ̀rọ̀, ó yanjú rògbòdìyàn láàrin ẹbí, láì bẹ́ẹ̀ lò. Ká pèsè oúnjẹ tó dùn, tó ṣara lóore fún ẹbí ló ṣe kókó jùlọ. Torí níbikíbi táwọn ìyá bá wà, ní máa gbé Golden Terra Oil for pure love.
Mr. Chef Mixed Spices Seasoning Cube don't land with all your rich spices where you love inside one cube. Mr. Chef Mixed Spices Seasoning Cube. Spice mix exactly the way you like them. They're available for seasoning cube. Try them today.
Beautiful, it's your name. Wonderful is what you are to me.
Every mom.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has said that Nigeria recently signed a memorandum of understanding with India to prevent the production of codeine-based syringes for importation into the country. This is even as the agency retaliated that it was strengthening action and cooperation in curtailing the availability, accessibility, and affordability of drugs. The Apapa Strategic Commander of NDLEA, Buba Wakawa, gave this information while addressing journalists at the command as part of the activities to commemorate the 2025 International Day Against Drug Abuse and Drug Trafficking. He said that the event, which has been billed to take place tomorrow, as the theme, the evidence is clear, invest in prevention, break the cycle. Also, the United Nations Children's Fund and IHS Nigeria has launched a comprehensive humanitarian response to support more than 30,000 displaced persons in Mokwa local government area. The effort followed the torrential rainfall on 29th May, which triggered several floods across 5 communities, resulting in the death of over 150 people and displacement of thousands. IHS Nigeria, a subsidiary of IHS Holding Limited, has pledged an emergency grant to support UNICEF's rapid response strategies in affected community. The partnership, which focused on restoring.
Bye for Yoruba version. From all of us, it's good night.
Ẹ̀kálẹ́ ẹ̀sìnkò ìṣòní ẹ̀káwọ̀ sórí ìròyìn lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ fún ti àṣálẹ́ yìí. Ìyábọ̀ Ọlájídé ni oníròyìn yìí. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ti san owó tó tó bílíọ̀nù 1.50 mílíọ̀nù náírà fún àwọn èèyàn 95 tí ìṣàmúṣe àwọn iṣẹ́ àgbékalẹ̀ ìmọ̀ Èkìtì Èkìtì Knowledge Zone ṣe ìpalára fún, nígbà tí ó fún àwọn èèyàn tó jẹ àǹfààní náà tí wọ́n wá káàkiri àwọn agbègbè tó wà láàrin Adó àti Ìjọ Èkìtì ní Sọ̀wédowó. Gómìnà Ìbànjí ṣàlàyé pé ìjọba òun yóò máa pèsè ètò ìgbé ayé mìíràn fún ẹnikẹ́ni tàbí ẹgbẹ́ tí ìṣàmúṣe àwọn ètò ìdàgbàsókè ìpínlẹ̀ yìí bá ṣe ìpalára fún ìgbé ayé wọn. Akọ̀ròyìn wa Yẹmí Ọládìtẹ̀mù mábòwá pé gómìnà tí ó mẹ́nuba àwọn kókó pàtàkì tí Zone Knowledge ní láti kojú àwọn ìpèníjà oríṣiríṣi tí ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ń là kọjá, bíi àìníṣẹ́, ọjà fún ìṣẹ̀dá tuntun, ìpèsè ọrọ̀ àti ètò ìrónilágbára. Dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn aṣáájú ìlú àti àwọn èèyàn tí ó kọ̀ fún gbígba ìfikùnlukùn láàyè àti fífún ààyè fún àwọn iṣẹ́ àkànṣe nípínlẹ̀ náà. Ó tọ́ka sí àwọn ohun èlò tí ó wà ní àyíká agbègbè ọ̀hún bíi pápákọ̀ òfurufú akẹ́rù, òpópónà tó lu jára láàrin àwọn ìlú síra wọn àti àwọn iṣẹ́ yòókù yóò mú kí ìpínlẹ̀ yìí tètè dàgbàsókè ní kankan. Ó dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ báńkì ìdàgbàsókè ilẹ̀ Áfíríkà àti ìjọba àpapọ̀ fún gbígbẹ́rù ìnáwó èyí tí àwọn iṣẹ́ àkànṣe lọ́wọ́ ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. Gómìnà Ìbànjí tó wá gbóríyìn fún àjọ tó rí sí ìdàgbàsókè àti ìmúgbòòrò ìdókòwò ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì fún àmójútó àwọn iṣẹ́ náà, fi dá àwọn aráàlú lójú pé gbogbo àwọn ìlú tó wà nípínlẹ̀ yìí ni ó tẹ̀síwájú láti mọ jẹ ìgbádùn ètò ìjọba àwarawa. Bákan náà, alákòóso ètò iṣẹ́ fún Knowledge Zone lẹ́kìtì àti olùdarí gbogbogbò Ẹ̀dípà arábìnrin Lọ́ládé Olútọ́lá gbóríyìn fún ìṣàkóso náà fún ìṣòótọ́ rẹ̀ àti ìdájú pé kò sí agbègbè tí èèyàn kò lẹ́yìn nínú ìdàgbàsókè ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. Nígbà tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ lórúkọ àwọn tí wọ́n jẹ àǹfààní náà, oníjọ́ tìlú Ìjọ Èkìtì Ọba Adébánjí Aládésùyè ṣe àpèjúwe agbègbè ìmọ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ojútùú pátápátá sí àwọn ìṣòro ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. Ó fi dá ìjọba lójú pé àwọn èèyàn àgbẹ̀ ọ̀hún yóò ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn fún un. Lẹ́yìn mìíràn, gómìnà Bíọ́dún Oyèbánjí ti tún ṣàtẹnumọ́ ìpinnu ìjọba rẹ̀ láti ṣe ìpèsè àyíká tó rọrùn fún àwọn oníṣòwò yìí tí ó yóò fa àwọn olùdókòwò mọ́ra tí ó sì mú dàgbàsókè bá ọrọ̀ ajé ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. Oyèbánjí ṣe àtẹnumọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ náà lọ́fíìsì rẹ̀ nílùú Adó Èkìtì lákòókò ìjábọ̀ ìdajì ọdún ti àjọ tó wà fẹ́tò ìṣòwò ìrọ̀rùn. Ó oníròyìn wa Tọ́ba Babalọ́lá Mábọ̀wá wípé gómìnà òun ṣàlàyé pé ìṣàkóso òun ló ń dojúkọ yíyọ gbogbo nǹkan ìdíwọ́ láti ṣe ìṣòwò nípasẹ̀ àmúṣe àwọn tí yóò mú kí ìrọ̀rùn bá àwọn ìdókòwò ní ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. Òun tọ́ka sí nọ́ọ̀bà àti àwọn amáyédẹrùn bíi òpópónà bíi àwọn ohun ìdènà ńlá méjì ṣètò okòwò àti pé wọ́n kó ipa pàtàkì ní fífa àwọn ìdókòwò mọ́ra. Gómìnà Oyèbánjí fi dá àwọn ìlú lójú pé ìjọba òun ṣiṣẹ́ takuntakun láti kojú oríṣiríṣi ìpèníjà pẹ̀lú èròǹgbà láti mú ìpèsè iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná dára sí i àti fífa àwọn òpópónà káàkiri ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. Gómìnà mẹ́nuba pàtàkì iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná tó dúró déédéé níbi ó ti mú àdínkù bá àwọn owó tí àwọn olókoòwò ná lórí epo dísù. Gómìnà Oyèbánjí sọ fún àwọn olùdókòwò pé ìjọba onífarajìn sì pinnu láti mú ìrọ̀rùn bá gbogbo àwọn ìlànà tí ó ní nǹkan ṣe láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ àti àbójútó okòwò náà nípìnlẹ̀ yìí, mú ìlànà ìjọba ṣiṣẹ́ àti ṣe ìwúrí fún ìdókòwò túbọ̀ ṣe àti láti mú tẹ̀síwájú bá ìmọ̀ tuntun àti láti pèsè agbègbè tí ó gbòòrò fún ìṣòwò láti gbilẹ̀. Ìpàdé ìgbìmọ̀ ìrọ̀rùn ṣíṣe okòwò èyí tí gómìnà ṣe olórí rẹ̀ làwọn ọmọ ìgbìmọ̀ náà, àwọn aṣojú àwọn àjọ ẹ̀ka àti ẹ̀ka iléeṣẹ́ ti péjú. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí akitiyan àti ètò ìfọ̀rọ̀wérọ̀ olóṣooṣù rẹ̀, àwọn tó dipò òṣèlú mú láti ìlú Àdó Èkìtì ti péjọ sí ilégbèé akọ̀wé fún ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ yìí láti tẹ̀síwájú àti fọ́nrẹ́rẹ́ àṣọrí ìṣàkóso tó wà lóde fún àwọn èèyàn agbègbè náà àti láti pe àtìlẹ́yìn àwọn ará ìlú fún ètò ìdìbò èyí tó ń bọ̀ lọ́nà. Agbátẹrù ìpàdé náà ti ń ṣe ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Abibat Adubiaro nínú ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ nípa àwọn àṣeyọrí ìjọba tí Oyèbánjí ń darí, mẹ́nuba àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ àṣeyọrí gómìnà lẹ́ka ètò amáyédẹrùn, ètò ẹ̀kọ́, ìlera, irú àwọn ọ̀dọ́ lágbára àti ìdàgbàsókè ọrọ̀ ajé. Òní gómìnà ti ṣe àfihàn ìfarajìn tí ò láfiwé àti òye tí kò wọ́pọ̀ nínú ètò ìṣèjọba ni ó yẹ ní ẹni tí wọ́n ń ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn fún. Àwọn èèyàn pàtàkì tó wà níbi ètò náà tó fi mọ́ igbákejì gómìnà tẹ́lẹ̀ nípínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Modúpẹ́ Adélabú, olùdámọ̀ràn fún ààrẹ nígbà kan rí títún ṣe èèkàn ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC sẹ́nitọ̀ Babafẹ́mi Ojúdú, kọmíṣánná fún káràkátà àti ìdókòwò arábìnrin Táyọ̀ Adéọlá, alágàjọba ìbílẹ̀ Àdó ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bọ̀sún Ọ̀ṣálọ́ni, ọ̀gá àgbà àjọ fẹ́tò ìbáraẹnisọ̀rọ̀ arábìnrin Mary Ọmọ́tòṣọ́ àti ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ikọ̀ míì ti wà níkàlẹ̀. Ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Modúpẹ́ Adélabú ṣe àpèjúwe gómìnà Oyèbánjí gẹ́gẹ́ bí aṣáájú tó ní àfojúsùn àti àánú. Ó ṣàlàyé pé ó ti ṣe ìjọba aládùmọ̀ṣe ti mú kí gbogbo èèyàn nímọ̀ lára ètò ìjọba nípínlẹ̀ yìí. Bákan náà sẹ́nẹ́tọ̀ Babafẹ́mi Ojúdú pé gbogbo àwọn aṣáájú olóṣèlú láti Àdó Èkìtì láti pa àwọn ìfẹ́ ara wọn tì kí wọ́n sì ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú ìṣọ̀kan láti dá gómìnà Oyèbánjí padà fún sáà keje. Lójúkan náà ẹ̀wẹ̀ Bá Àdìgún àti àwọn mìíràn tó sọ̀rọ̀ tẹnumọ́ ìdí tí gbogbo àwọn tó dipò òṣèlú mú àtàwọn tí wọ́n dìbò yàn láti Àdó láti di aṣojú ìjọba Oyèbánjí ní agbègbè kówá wọn. Àpéjọ àwọn alága àjọ àti ìgbìmọ̀ ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì tó ti darapọ̀ mọ́ omilẹ́gbẹ́ èèyàn tí wọ́n fi ọwọ́ sí pé kí gómìnà Oyèbánjí ṣe sáà kejì sí i. Ẹgbẹ́ náà tí ó sọ̀rọ̀ nípasẹ̀ alága rẹ̀ alága tó wà fún ọ̀rọ̀ àjọ ètò ẹ̀kọ́ṣẹ́ ọwọ́ lẹ́kìtì ọ̀gbẹ́ni Káyọ̀dé Babádé àti alága ìgbìmọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ìgbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ yìí BSCS olóyè gíga Láolú Mọ́ṣíládé sọ pé àwọn àṣeyọrí gómìnà Oyèbánjí ló tàn dé gbogbo ẹ̀ka. Àwọn èèyàn ọ̀hún ṣe àlàyé ọ̀rọ̀ yìí nígbà tí wọ́n kópa lórí ètò kan níléeṣẹ́ yìí Daybreak Nigeria. Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìdàgbàsókè àwọn amáyédẹrùn nípínlẹ̀ yìí tó fi mọ́ afárá olókè, iṣẹ́ pópónà ṣíṣe, iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná sí àwọn agbègbè kan tí ó ti kojú àìsí iná fún ọ̀pọ̀ ọdún láàrin àti àwọn nǹkan mìíràn. Nígbà tí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ nípa àwọn ìwà rẹ̀, wọ́n ṣàpèjúwe gómìnà bíi onírẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹ̀dá tó sì sọ pé ó jẹ́ ààyò fún àwọn gómìnà mìíràn tí ó ti kọjá nípínlẹ̀ yìí. Wọ́n ti gba àwọn olùgbé ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì nímọ̀ràn láti ṣiṣẹ́ papọ̀ fún bí gómìnà Bíọ́dún Oyèbánjí yóò ṣe padà sórí àlééfà lẹ́ẹ̀kejì. olùrànlọ́wọ́ pàtàkì àgbà fún gómìnà lórí àwọn iṣẹ́ àkànṣe olóyè Olúfẹ́mi Adélójú ló sọ̀rọ̀ àmọ̀ràn náà nílùú Àdó-Èkìtì gẹ́gẹ́ bí olóyè Adélójú ṣe sọ ó ní iṣẹ́ àṣekára tí gómìnà Oyèbánjí ti ṣe láti ìgbà tí ó ti dé ọ́fíìsì lọ́dún 2022 ni kò kéré. Olùrànlọ́wọ́ gómìnà ọ̀hún tó tún jẹ́ akọ̀wé Bao Agenda sọ wípé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn olóṣèlú ni ó mọ̀ wá sí ìpínlẹ̀ yìí báyìí níbi ètò ìdìbò gómìnà tí kù fẹ́rẹ́fẹ́. Ó ké sí àwọn èèyàn láti dúró ṣinṣin pẹ̀lú gómìnà tó nífẹ̀ẹ́ wọn lọ́kàn. Wàyí o, gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bíọ́dún Oyèbánjí tí kí akẹgbẹ́ rẹ̀ ti ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ọ̀gbẹ́ni Babájídé Sanwó-Olú kú ayẹyẹ ọjọ́ ìbí 60 ọdún rẹ̀. Gómìnà Oyèbánjí nínú àtẹ̀jáde kan láti ẹnu olùdámọ̀ràn pàtàkì rẹ̀ lórí ètò ìròyìn ọ̀gbẹ́ni Oyèbọ̀dé sọ pé ẹni 60 ọdún gẹ́gẹ́ bí àṣọrí ńlá tí ó sì tó ohun tí wọ́n fi ọpẹ́ àti ìfún Ọlọ́run fún. Gómìnà náà sọ pé ọmọ lọ́jọ́ ìbí ọ̀hún lójó olólùfẹ́ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí nígbà gbogbo tó sì farajì síṣẹ́ tó sì jẹ́ adarí tí ó fi àpẹẹrẹ lélẹ̀ èyí tíṣẹ́ rẹ̀ gbogbo sì jẹ́ ìwúrí. Ó ṣe àpèjúwe Sanwó-Olú gẹ́gẹ́ bí olùṣàkóso tí ó kún fún ìrírí tó sì dáńtọ́ tó fi ìgbésẹ̀ ayé rẹ̀ sin àwọn ènìyàn. Gómìnà Oyèbánjí ti sọ pé Sanwó-Olú ti ṣe àfihàn ara rẹ̀ ní jíjẹ́ olóòótọ́ sí ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú rẹ̀. Gómìnà wa rọ̀ ọ́ láti túbọ̀ fara rẹ̀ jì sí ṣíṣe ọmọnìyàn sí i. Òun sì gbàdúrà pé kí Ọlọ́run fún un ní ẹ̀mí gígùn, ìlera tí ó jí pépé àti àṣeyọrí sí i nínú àwọn iṣẹ́ tí ó mọ̀ dáwọ́lé. Nínú ìròyìn mìíràn tó farapẹ́, Ààrẹ Bọ́lá Tinubu ti kí gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó Babájídé Sanwó-Olú kú oríire ayẹyẹ ọjọ́ ìbí 60 ọdún rẹ̀. Ó sì gbóríyìn fún akitiyan rẹ̀ fún ìdàgbàsókè ìlú Èkó. Nínú àtẹ̀jáde kan tí olùdámọ̀ràn pàtàkì lórí ètò ìròyìn àti ọgbọ́n inú Báyọ̀ Ọ̀nànúgà fọwọ́ sí, ó ní Tinubu ṣàpèjúwe Sanwó-Olú gẹ́gẹ́ bí olùfọkànsìn tòótọ́ tí ó dúró ní òtítọ́ ní àfojúsùn nínú àyípadà bá ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Christopher Olúwadáre ti ilé ìwé fásitì ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì Àdó-Èkìtì ti tọ́ka sí àìná owó tó jọjú sí ẹ̀ka ètò ẹ̀kọ́ àti ìlera bíi ohun tí ó ṣokùnfà oríṣiríṣi ìṣòro tí ó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Ó sọ̀rọ̀ yìí di mímọ̀ lásìkò tó ń gbé ètò ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ 73 ti fásitì ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì Àdó-Èkìtì EXU kalẹ̀ tí àkórí rẹ̀ jẹ́ kí ló ń ṣe yín gan-an n kò mọ̀, àyẹ̀wò ìmọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ láìsí òpin. Oníròyìn iléeṣẹ́ wa Olúṣọlá Thomas sọ pé ọ̀gá àgbà fásitì náà ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Joseph Ayọ̀délé ni ó darí ètò náà. Àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ni wọ́n ti gbà níyànjú láti gbájúmọ́ àwọn ètò ẹ̀kọ́ wọn kí wọ́n lè borí nínú ìlépa ètò ẹ̀kọ́ wọn lọ́jọ́ iwájú. Àwọn tí ọ̀rọ̀ náà ló fún ìpè ọ̀hún, àwọn ọmọ ìrọ́kàn náà ló fún ìpè náà níbi ayẹyẹ ìbúra wọlé láti kejì ti fásitì Veneti ìlú Ìlọ́rọ̀ Èkìtì. Wọ́n ti ké sí àwọn oníṣòwò lẹ́gbàá títì nílùú Àdó-Èkìtì láti tẹ̀lé ìpinnu tí ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ṣe láti lọ sí ọjà Greek ọlọ́pẹ fún ààbò àti kétò káràkátà wọn bá lè túbọ̀ gbèrú sí i. Kọmíṣánná fún ìṣòwò àti ìdókòwò arábìnrin Táyọ̀ Adéọlá pàrọwà náà lákòókò tó ń kópa lórí ètò ẹ̀jíire. Arábìnrin Adéọlá sọ wípé lẹ́yìn tí àkókò àdéhùn tí ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ yìí àtàwọn oníṣòwò ṣe ní ààfin ìlú ti parí, àwọn agbófinró yóò bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣiṣẹ́ láti ṣe àmúṣe òfin náà. Ó ṣe lálàyé pé gómìnà Bíọ́dún Oyèbánjí ti pèsè àwọn ilé ìtajà ìkẹ́rù pamọ́sí àtàwọn ilé ìtajà ìgbàlódé pẹ̀lú àwọn ohun èlò tó péye fún lílò àwọn oníṣòwò ọ̀hún. Kọmíṣánná fún ètò káràkátà ṣàlàyé wípé ọjà ọlọ́pẹ lórí gbé àwọn ló ti gbé àwọ̀ ojú tuntun wọ̀ báyìí nípasẹ̀ ìpèsè iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná tó dúró déédéé àti ààbò tó péye láti ṣe ìrànwọ́ fún àwọn oníṣòwò ọjà ọ̀hún. Rọ àwọn tí ó ní àwọn ṣọ́ọ̀bù tí ó wà ní ọjà náà láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń lò wọ́n tàbí kíjọba gbà lọ́wọ́ wọn padà. Arábìnrin Adéọlá kìlọ̀ wípé ẹnikẹ́ni tí ó bá ṣe àìgbọràn sí òfin yóò kojú ìdájọ́ ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ní kíkún nígbà tí àwọn agbófinró bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ nítorí àwọn tí wọ́n bá mú ni wọn yóò gbé lọ sí ilé ẹjọ́. ìròyìn wa fún ti àṣálẹ́ yìí kò ní jù báyìí lọ lọ́la ní kí ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ nígbà tí a mú akọ́tún ìròyìn náà wá fún yín kásùn rẹ̀.
Ṣí ayọ̀, tú ìtọ́wò àdùn sílẹ̀.